It's Powerback time on the Gutsy Podcast. Each week we bring you 5 minutes of condensed inspiration to reclaim the courage and momentum you've given away. You've got big things to do, so let's get your power back.
Let me take a wild guess and say that if you don't do it, it can't be done as quickly or as efficiently. Or, if you have to tell someone else how to do something, you might as well just do it yourself. Sounds pretty familiar, right? This week's Powerback is talking about the art of delegation, my friends. It's a crazy concept, I know, and so I've heard it works. And actually, by trying this out myself, I can testify that, yeah, it actually does. Like a lot of you have either been or currently are, you're starting the business, which means that you're wearing all 57,000 different hats that comes along with that. So you become pretty accustomed to having to do it all. And that's really a struggle because when people try to help or you hire employees or you start to expand, people want to help you, but you're in such a normal routine and habit that it's really hard to let some of those things go. Or another common thing, it takes time to train someone to be able to delegate it to them, right? If this is a task that they've never done before, or a program they've never used, or a certain part of your process that you're doing, it's hard to duplicate your efforts if they've not been properly trained. So as a knee-jerk reaction, you think, well, if I have time to train them, I might as well just do it myself. The pitfall to that is you continue to do that, whereas training is a 1 or 2 time scenario. But we see that immediate return on investment where I can just do it quicker than it would take me to train him or her to help. Sometimes it's just a case of, I don't know how to let people help me. I want them to, and it's not that I, wouldn't be happy to delegate the 50 things that are on my plate, but I just simply don't know how to do that. And that brings me to the epic meltdown of 2019. I have this really cool office that I have been really blessed to be able to be in. And one of my walls is completely glass, and that happens to be the wall that faces my team. Purposely designed so that, yes, I could have an office space where I could conduct the things that I needed to do, but we also have this openness and transparency, open office concept in our room. Series of events happen. I had been feeling really overwhelmed by a lot of different things. I was doing way too many tasks. I got into that feeling where I felt like I was doing a ton of things, but they were only being done kind of okay, and I wasn't nailing anything. Like when I got to the completion of a portion of a project that I was working on, I wasn't feeling like, hell yes, I did that and I feel awesome. It was more just, okay, now that's done, I need to get on to the next thing. And now that's done, I need to get on to the next thing. And I got a phone call with some information that I was not overly thrilled about, and it was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I had a freaking ugly ass meltdown. I'm talking ugly cry. I'm talking swear words. It was just a whole emotional, like the balloon had popped, all the emotions came out, and God bless my team. And they just looked back and they knew that there was some shit going down. They always check on me, which is amazing. But it was kind of the turning point for me where I really needed to reevaluate me and my time, what I'm really amazing at, what I really suck at, and how I could divvy up some of the tasks so that I could feel like I was actually achieving something. See, what had happened was I reabsorbed a lot of different roles and responsibilities, but I never redelegated those things out. So I made a list of all the things that I was doing, literally all the things. And Amber and I went through the list and we crossed things off, and she helped me to just kind of really redelegate some of these items. And it turns out it's really actually not that big of a deal when you just ask for help. You would be surprised and amazed at how people want to help contribute to the overall success. They don't want you to be burnout and crying and freaking out and just feeling completely underwater all the time. No, they really want you to be happy and succeeding. After we broke this down and the team jumped in, without even hesitating, I felt more light and energetic, and I had this relief of, oh my gosh, I don't have to do it all. What we do is we portray this on ourselves. We tell ourselves that we have to do it all. No one else is inflicting that on us, but we take on that role and responsibility ourselves. So this week, I want you to take your power back by making a list of all the things that you are doing and have someone else go through it with you. It's easy when you go through it yourself to be like, oh yeah, I need to keep this and that. And by the end, you've delegated maybe 2 things on a list of 50. But the beauty and the art of having someone else go through it with you is they have a non-biased view of your tasks. And as long as you're choosing someone that knows you and your business and your life really well, it's not just some third cousin that you haven't seen in 10 years. They're going to know your strengths, so they can help you say, hey, you really need to do more of this. This is where you shine, versus, I know you. This is not your strength. This is not your area, but so-and-so is, or I am, and I can take this off of your plate for you. I want you to get comfortable by being uncomfortable. And what I mean by that is it's hard sometimes to let go of certain things, especially if you've been holding them very near and dear to your heart and you know it inside and out. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And by delegating all the things that you're kind of okay at, but know that someone else can do it better, you're not only helping them to grow and succeed, but you're also helping yourself to grow and succeed as well. I mean, think about the top 10 things on your list that if you could do them every single day without hesitation, what would these items be? And how amazing would it be to be able to contribute to yourself and your organization in the areas that you shine the most? We perform the best when we are doing the things that we are best at. So grab a piece of paper, sit down with yourself, make a list, and then grab a really amazing person that can help you go through this and delegate some of these items out. You've got some pretty awesome things on your list. So let's get you back into the space of doing the things that you're absolutely incredibly amazing at. Join me next week on the Gutsy Podcast as we introduce something brand new to you guys, and that is having guests on. Next week, we're going to talk to Heather Tidings, president of Own Your Evolution, and we're going to talk about being a high-functioning yet super anxious entrepreneur. Until then, follow the Gutsy Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, and we love your reviews. So I invite you to go over to iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening, and drop us a line. Tell us what you love about the show so that we can share it with more. See you next time.